Yeah, good afternoon. So we will discuss switch conditional statement today. And before we move on, let us have a quick recap of what we have discussed in if condition. So in the last class, we have discussed if condition. You remember that I have shared you the nodes of all 5 units. And in unit 1 nodes itself, you will come across if condition and switch conditional statements. So this, whatever you are seeing now, it is from the notes which was shared to you, right, in the Google Classroom. So conditional statements, also called as selection statements, right? So in conditional statements, you have two types: if statement and switch statement. If statement was discussed in the last class, and we have seen couple of programming examples, right? So it is used for decision making, and in how many ways you can use if condition, that was also discussed in the last class. Let us have a quick recap of what was discussed in the last class, right? So if condition, so this is the first form of if condition wherein I don't have any else part. Means if the condition is true, what can be done, that was decided and the code is written in this block. So if the condition fails, I don't want to do anything, then I can skip the else part. So else part is not mandatory. Whereas if you have an else part, for that else part there should be a corresponding if condition. Means you cannot have an else without if. You can have an if without else. So this is first form simple if statement, right? And here, if you remember, in this if condition, when the condition becomes true, you want to run some statements. And if you have only one statement in this block, you can avoid flower brackets, right? This was also discussed in the last class. If else statement, this is another form of if condition wherein the else part will come into picture. Means if the condition is true, what need to be done? Otherwise, means else, when the condition is not true, if the condition is false, what need to be done? That is written in the inside else part, right? So friends, if you remember, we have seen one programming example in the last class wherein we have find average of 5 subject marks, and based on the average we have decided the grade of the student. And when we were giving grade, we have given varieties of grades, like greater than 70% is distinction, then anything between 60 to 70 is first class. Like that, we have given multiple grades. For that, we have used lot of if conditions and else conditions in our program. So if we have discussed in the last class, and we have seen with an example like how to use nested if. Means inside an if condition you can write any valid C language code. Means inside an if condition, again you can write some if and else related code. Similarly, in the else part, you can write any valid C language code. Means inside else part, you can write again if else conditions. So like that, whenever I write an if else inside another if else, that is called as nesting. And nesting can be done at any number of levels or any number of times, right? And I told you one important point: you cannot have an else part without its corresponding if condition. If you remember, that was discussed, and that problem is called as a dangling else problem. Remember, you can get a question in your mid examination or an external examination also, saying that what is a dangling else problem. We cannot have an else statement without corresponding if statement. If such else statement exists in your code, then it is called as dangling else. Please observe this one. I have an if condition and I have one else condition for that if condition. So this first else part is related to first if condition. But how about this second else part? For this second else part, there is no corresponding if condition. Such else statement is considered as dangling else statement. So you can't have a dangling else in your program. You will get an error. So dangling else itself can be one question in your examination, right? So this is about if else, and we have seen various forms of if else. How do I nest it, etc., etc. And before we move on to switch condition, I just want to know from you, like, is it clear? If else you have any doubts, let me know before we actually move to switch condition. Please respond in the chat box. So I hope if condition is clear to everyone. Yeah, that's great. So shall we move on to switch case? Yeah. This is an important statement related to switch, right? Switch statement is also a conditional statement, means you can also make decision making the way you have made decision making, conditional checking the way you have done in if else. Similarly, condition checking can be done using switch statement also. But there is a special purpose of switch statement. Switch statement is used to write menu driven programs. Friends, please try to understand the word menu driven programs. Switch statement is used to write menu driven programs. So what do you mean by a menu? So the way you have a menu in restaurants and hotels, in your program also, when you run the program, you can give a menu to the user. Means option 1, option 2, option 3, option 4, option 5, like that. You can give a display. You can print a list of operations that can be performed. By looking at that menu, user will select something. For example, I have written a program which will perform different operations like addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? Maybe logical operations. So I'll give a list to the user. So output will be a menu. One means addition, two means subtraction, three means something else. The menu to the user first, and by then we will ask user enter your choice. Now suppose user has selected option number 2. So when user says option number 2, I need to perform subtraction. So then I'll ask him enter any two numbers, then I'll find the difference, I'll print the result. So suppose next time when user runs the program, again I'll show him the menu and I'll ask him enter your choice. User may say 1. Then 1 means addition, I'll perform addition. So like that, if I can print a menu on the output screen and I'll ask the user to enter a choice and I perform the operation based on the user's choice and user's option, right? If I can write such programs, they are called as menu driven programs. And these menu driven programs are written using a concept called as a switch statement. So this is the purpose of switch statement. Let us try to understand what is a switch statement and how exactly it works. So what is a switch statement? It is a conditional statement and it is used to write menu driven programs. How do I write a switch statement in C language? Let us see the syntax. Let us understand the syntax. See here. Switch is a keyword. So everyone please make a note, keep this point in your mind. Switch is a keyword. So in the last class, if was a keyword, else was a keyword when we were discussing if else. Similarly, in switch case, switch is a keyword. Switch is a keyword. All keywords will be written in lowercase letters only. So switch is a keyword and in the brackets we write some expression. In the brackets what I can write is a expression. Any valid C language expression or any valid uh, C language variable or any valid C language string or expression can be passed there. So switch of expression. Switch is the keyword. In brackets your expression will come. Expression can also, it can be an expression or it can be a variable also, right? And one more important point, switch expression, switch in brackets expression followed by, right? Please observe carefully, there is no semicolon. There is no semicolon. It is beginning of your switch case. So don't put a semicolon there. So switch in brackets expression, then open flower bracket, and see here, I'll close the flower bracket. Open flower bracket and close flower bracket. So in between opening and closing flower bracket, please observe here. Yeah, in between this opening and closing flower bracket, I am going to write something. What is that? Again, see here, case. Please remember, case is another keyword. Case is another keyword. And followed by label. Followed by label. This label is nothing but the option which you gave to the user in the menu. So first you will print a menu on the screen, sir. For example, option number one is addition, option number two subtraction, option number three division. Like that you gave menu. So that one is the label, two is the label, three is the label. So by looking at that option, suppose user has selected one. One means what? He wanted addition operation to be performed. So whatever labels you gave in that menu, that label will come here. So this label is nothing but the options which you are showing to the user. And case is a keyword. If there are four labels, four options you have given to the user in the output screen, then four labels will come, four case statements will come. So case label 1. So here this label 1 will be replaced with actual option which you have actually displayed to the user, followed by a colon. Colon is mandatory. Colon is mandatory. And after that, for case 1, what logic need to be written, that logic you will write. For example, option 1 is addition, option 2 is subtraction. So for option 1, addition related logic I will write here. Addition related logic we will write here, right? And break is another keyword, my dear students. So what is the purpose of break? Means if user has selected option 1, only option 1 related code should run, remaining cases should not run. So I use this break keyword, which is very special. This break will help me to come out of my switch case. If break is not used, if break is not used, what will happen is, if break is not used, case 2 will also run, case 3 will also run, all cases will run, sir, all cases will run, right? But I don't want all cases to run. And another important point is default. See, one more keyword, default case. Default case means, for example, you gave three options to the user. Option 1, serial number 1, addition. 2, subtraction. 3, multiplication. Suppose you have given only three options, but intentionally user has not select user, you asked user to enter a choice, means either he should opt for 1, 2 or 3, but intentionally I'll give 5, means that option was not there, but still I am giving 5. In such cases the default case will run. In such cases the default case will run. And in the default case, what I will do, I will write a print statement to print that the option which you have given is incorrect or invalid. Got it, friends? So how many cases are there, or how many cases will be there in a switch case? It all depends on how many options you are giving to the user and how many keywords we came across in switch case. Switch is a keyword, case is a keyword, and break is a keyword, default is a keyword, right? So till this point, if it is clear, then we try to understand this switch case with a programming example. We will write one program and we will try to understand this one. So quickly respond in the chat box. Till this point, is it clear? Or if you have any doubts, please let me know. One more time. Yeah, sure. I'll explain this again. No problem. Please observe this. So the purpose of switch case, is to create menu driven programs. So for example, please observe here. Observe here. I'll give you an example so that it will be more clear. I want to print something like this in the output. Please observe. So can you see this? I want to print, means when I run my C program, I will print this kind of output initially on the screen. Means when I run my C program, this output will come. 1 means addition, 2 means subtraction, 3 means multiplication. By looking at this, what user will do? User will type 1. When user will type 1, I will read that input. I will read that input and I will give that input to my switch case. I will give that input to my switch case. That switch case, in that I will write 3 cases. Case 1, case 2, case 3. Case 1 means addition. Case 2 means subtraction. Case 3 means multiplication. Like that, I will write logic, and when user intentionally gives an input which is not there in the menu, I will run the default case. Right? Got it? Q not. Dhanush, is it clear? Who asked me for repetition? Someone said, sir, explain once again. One more time. Who is this? Clear, sir? Is it clear? When we run the program, everything will be much more clear. Q8, is it okay? Yeah. Q8, please let me know. We will write one program. Instead of writing void main, we should write the switch. No. Switch case is part of the program. Void main will be there. That's the reason I'm telling you. When I write one example, that will be clear to you, right? So let us write one program. Please observe carefully. So I'll write the program something like this. So let me write the program. So everyone please observe. Void main will be there, sir. So let me save this program. Step 1 is to save the file with a .c extension. I'll give switch demo.c. So please observe the code. Void main void main. Now I'll create some variables. Please observe here. Int a comma b comma ans. Ans is for my answer, sir. Answer. Int a comma b comma ans. A comma b is to take two numbers as input, right? Ans is for my answer. Another one is int choice. I'll create one variable called as choice. CLR printf. Is it visible, sir? I will open this program after execution. I'll open it in Notepad also. Don't worry. Please try to observe carefully. So printf 1 addition, 2 subtraction, 3 multiplication. And then what I am saying is printf enter your choice. For a moment, I'll just compile this one. I'll run this one. So it will look like this, sir. 1 means addition, 2 means subtraction, 3 means multiplication. Then I'll ask the user enter your choice. Now user may give 1, 2 or 3, right? And if he gives something else, we will also handle that. But this is how a menu driven program will look like. So first we will give a menu to the user. Then we will ask, like the way a waiter will ask us in the restaurant, sir, what would you like to order? So based on the menu, we will give him an order, right? So here I am showing a menu to the user and I am asking the user enter your choice. So what user will do? User will enter something. So now I should take this input, right? But I did not write logic to take the input. Please observe. I am just showing you till this part what is the output. So step 1, I'll print the menu and I am asking user to enter his choice, right? Now what I will do, I need to take the input, right? By looking at the message, enter your choice, what user will do? Scanf, he will enter some input, right? That I am taking in a variable called as choice. So I created one integer variable called as choice, right? And if you enter 1, 2, 3, whatever you enter your choice, that will go to choice variable, right? Now from here, I need to write logic for my switch program. Now what user can enter, sir? User can enter 1, user can enter 2, user can enter 3, or user can enter any other invalid input. If user enters 1, addition should be done. If user enters 2, subtraction should be done. If user enters 3, multiplication has to be done. And if user enters anything else apart from the valid inputs, it will go to default case, and in the default case I will write the input given is invalid. So please observe carefully. Till now what I have done is I have just printed a menu. How to print a menu? Using print statements. Then I am asking user to enter the choice. I collected the user input, user choice, in a variable, in an integer variable called as choice. So where the user choice is stored in a choice variable, in an integer variable called as choice. So till this part, it is one part of the program wherein we printed the menu, we have taken the user input. Then we will see how to write switch case. Till this point, is it clear to everyone? Please let me know. Yeah, that's great. Now please observe how we write a switch case program. So I told you switch is a keyword. I told you switch is a keyword. In brackets, I'll write some expression. I also told you the parameter or the input to switch case is an expression or it can be a variable. So what I will do, I will write choice. What is choice? Choice is a variable. Choice is a variable. What is there inside choice variable? Whatever user will type. What user may type? Either 1, 2 or 3. Intentionally, if user types something invalid input, right, apart from 1, 2, 3, if user types anything invalid, that can also be handled using default case. So switch in brackets, I can write a variable, means I am taking input from user. I am asking user enter your choice. That choice, whatever user has entered, that number was collected in a variable called as choice. That user input is passed as an input to switch case. So flower bracket open, flower bracket close. Indentation mandatory, sir. So case 1. Why I am writing case 1? Because one of the option given to user is 1. So if user has opted 1, case 1 related code will execute. If user has opted 2, case 2 related code will execute. If user has opted 3, case 3 related code will execute. If user has opted something else, if he has intentionally given some wrong input, then the default case will run. See here. So this is case 1. Here I am writing code. What is case 1, sir? Addition, right? So I'll write the code. See here. Printf. I am writing addition logic. Enter two numbers for addition. For addition. Then scanf. See the indentation, the way I am writing. Please follow the indentation. Two numbers I am asking, so I am storing it in ampersand A, ampersand B. Now ANS is equal to, what is ANS? Answer variable. What I am doing? Addition. A plus B. Now I want to print the result. Printf. How I will print the result? Sum of A and B is equal to percentile D, comma. Where is the answer, sir? It is in ANS variable. Now this is the code related to addition. But the last line in every case should be a break statement. Why break statement is required? Because if user has opted, let us say user has opted option 1, then only option 1 related code should run. Option 2 and 3 should not run. I should come out of this switch case after executing the appropriate case statement. So do I need to go to case 2? If user has opted case 1, I need not go for case 2. Means after executing case 1, what should I do? I should come out of this switch case. How do I come out of this switch case? By writing a break statement. So friends, switch is a keyword, case is a keyword, break is a keyword, right? And the logic which I have written for addition is not very complex. Normal addition of two numbers program, which we know very well, right? Now I'll go back. This is how I, please observe the indentation, how I am writing. Case 1. Whatever comes under case 1, I gave a tab. Again, case 2 started from the place exactly where case 1 has started. Right? So, case 2. What is case 2? Subtraction. So, only subtraction related logic should run. I am writing like this. Same code I will write again and again. Down the line in future, we will also see how to minimize this code. But as of now, it should be like this. Because first time we are doing enter two numbers for subtraction backslash n scanf percentile d comma inputs I am taking in ampersand a ampersand b. ANS is equal to a minus b because I am doing subtraction. Printf difference, right? Subtraction means what I will get, a difference of a and b is equal to percentile d. Where is my answer? Answer is in ANS. Then break. Similarly, case 3. Printf. What is case 3? Multiplication. I'll ask the user enter two numbers for multiplication backslash n scanf percentile d ampersand a comma ampersand b. ANS is equal to product A into B. Operator for multiplication is star symbol. Then printf what do I write? Product of A and B is equal to percentile D. Where is the answer? Answer is in ANS variable. Then followed by a break. I want my output on a new line, so I'll put backslash n everywhere. In my output statements, I'll put a backslash n. Now one more case you can write which is called as default. Which is called as default. What do you mean by default case? Default when it will run. If you I gave a menu in which my options are 1, 2, 3, and I have three cases for 1, 2, 3. Case 1, case 2, case 3. If user has intentionally given anything apart from 1, 2, 3 for all invalid inputs, it will directly come to default case. So what logic I will write in default case? Nothing required, simply a print statement. Invalid backslash n, invalid input. Right, sir? Is it clear what logic I have written? Is it clear to everyone? Please do respond. Shall we execute and see? Yeah, that's great. We will execute and see. Alt F, save, Alt F, compile. There are no errors. Control F9. So first, in my program, I wrote three print statements to print the menu, right? And another print statement to take the user input. Then a scanf to take the choice what user is giving. Now, whenever I give user input, then it will go to switch case. After scanf, it will go to switch case. That is what is the code which you have seen, right? Now, let me enter an option called as 2. Now please observe what will happen. Enter two numbers for subtraction. Where did I write this logic? I wrote this logic inside case 2. Right? Now I'll enter some numbers 55 and 45. The difference of A and B is equal to 10. B is missing. In my print statement, I should write it properly. Difference of A and B, right? Okay. Alt F9, Control F9. Again, enter your choice. Let me enter 3. Enter two numbers for multiplication. 9 and 8. Product of A and B is 72. So what is happening in the code, sir? Let me run it again. I will enter a invalid input. I'll enter 9. There is no or 9 or you can say 4. Is there any option in the menu called as 4? There is no 4. So when I give input as 4, it will go to switch case. In the switch case, I have case 1, I have case 2, I have case 3, but I don't have anything called as case 4. So it will go to default case. Invalid inputs, right? You know how invalid inputs came. It means it went to default case. So for all invalid inputs, code will directly go to the switch case, will directly go to default case. It will match with the default, and in the default case, whatever print statement you have given, that will be executed, right? So friends, what is the importance of this break? I'll remove a break statement in case 1. Please observe here. I removed break from case 1. I'll save my program. I'll compile my program. See, I did not get any compilation error. I did not get any compilation error. Control F9. I'll run the program. Enter your choice. I'll enter 1. Addition. Enter two numbers for addition. 55 and 78. Sum of A and B is equal to 133. What was the option given by me? I opted only for 1. Then why it is asking enter two numbers for subtraction? It means it has gone to second case. It should not go to second case, right? Because I did not give a break there, it went to second case. Difference of A and B is -4. But now it is not going to case 3 because in case 2 there is a break statement. Is it clear, students? Since there is a break statement in case 2, it did not go to case 3. But in case 1, I removed break statement. So it went to case 2 and executed case 2 also. But what was the user choice? User choice was only option number 1. Means only case 1 should run. And once case 1 has executed, I should come out of entire switch statement. To come out of my entire switch statement, in every case, the last line should be break. Break is an important keyword which is used to come out of the switch case. Is it clear, friends? So I'll correct my code. I'll write break statement here. I'll write break statement here. Alt F, save. Is it clear to everyone? I'll try to open this program in probably Notepad if possible. So that it will be easy for us. What was the file name we gave? Switch demo, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So in Turbo C editor, probably it was not, I can't increase the font size, and color was also not so, comfortable for us. It was little odd. Now this is the code, sir. So in my code, what I have done, step 1, I created my variables. Then this code is to print the menu, right? 3 lines of print statements to print the menu. If I have to give 5 options, then I'll write 5 print statements, or I can write all statements in one printf also by using \n. But for convenience, I used 3 print statements. So these 3 print statements will be for my menu. So I show a menu to the user first. Then I am asking him, enter your choice. I am asking him, what is your choice? So either 1, 2, 3, whatever user enters, that input I should take. Since the input is an integer, I am collecting it an integer variable called as choice variable. Scanf percentile d ampersand choice. So where is the user input? It is inside choice variable. So this part, till this part, right, till this part, what we have done, this portion of the code is to show the menu to the user and ask the user to enter his choice. Now the next part of the code is our switch case, right? So how do I write switch case? Switch is the keyword, and where is the user input? It is in a variable called as choice. So pass this choice. Now what will happen? Suppose user has entered 1. That 1 will match to which label? So in the menu there is a 1. So in the switch case also there is a 1. So if I type 1 in that input, that will come to choice variable. Now what is there inside choice variable? Choice variable 1 is there. That 1 is going to match with this case called as case 1. And the code inside case 1 will run. What is the code inside case 1? I am asking user to enter 2 numbers for addition. I am reading that input using scanf. I am performing addition, storing the result in ANS variable. I am printing that ANS variable. That's it. And the break statement will ensure, it will make sure that once addition is done, I should come out of the switch statement. It should not go to case 2, case 3 like that. So break is very, very important. Now, for example, if user has given input as 2, what will happen? It will match to case 2 only. Since it did not match with case 1, there is no question of executing from the beginning called as case 1. So if user input is 2, it will match with case 2. Then the code inside case 2 will run. What is there in case 2? Again, same repetition. I'm asking user to enter 2 numbers for subtraction. I'm collecting that input in using scanf. I'm performing subtraction and printing the result. And as usual, break is to come out of the switch case. Similarly, if the user has given input as 3, it will match with case 3, and the code inside case 3 will run, which is the code to perform multiplication. And default case, if user has given anything else apart from 1, 2 or 3, 4, 5, you give anything, then it will match with the default case. If it is not case 1, if it is not case 2, if it is not case 3, then it will directly come to default. And in the default case, what I have written, I wrote invalid inputs. That is anyhow invalid input, right? So then this is the closing flower bracket for my switch case. And after that, when I come out of the switch case, there is a get ch to hold on the screen, and that's it. This is a simple example to explain you the very important conditional statement called as switch case. So is it clear, sir? Is it clear? Is the example demonstrated to you? Is it clear? Everyone understood how a switch case is executed? Yeah. Now, if condition also we have seen, switch case also we have seen. I'll share you some questions. I'll share you some questions. Uh, or I'll give you the source from where you can get questions, right? Please solve all those problems. That itself is your assignment. You need to submit that, right? I told you in the class, like, I don't believe in writing lot of things and submitting. Since it's programming, we should do programming instead of writing lot of things. So many subjects you get, you might have already got assignments. You need to write lot of things. So instead of assignments, we do programming assignments, right? So I'll share you some questions or the sources of questions from where you can get questions, and you have to implement and submit all those things. There is a procedure, and I'll let you know. And before we wind up, if and conditional statements are clear to everyone, before we wind up, I would like to show you something called as hacker rank, which I have already shown you in both sections, lambda and row. I have shown you hacker rank, but let me show you hacker rank again, right? Because maybe down the line I may give you some assignments which you need to submit using hacker rank only, right? So everyone, what you do is you need to create an hacker rank account. If you have not created hacker rank account, what you do is you sign up for hacker rank, right? You sign up for hacker rank, right? In this sign up page, I am here to practice and prepare, right? So it will ask you something. You have to, create account. So it will ask you two things. Are you a recruiter? Or are you a job seeker? So you have to say, I am here to practice. So now see here, I already have an account, so I'm not going to sign up. If you have a Gmail account, that is actually sufficient. Gmail account is sufficient to create an account. You can sign in with your Gmail. So that is enough. You can please sign in with your Gmail, and you can log in. Now see here in Hacker Rank, let me go back. I already have an account. So I'll try to log in. Again, developer companies. We are not recruiters, we are not companies, right? We click on developers. So once you create account, even you will get that option. Are you a developer or a company? You are a developer. So you need to select that. Continue with Google. I logged in with my profile. Now see here, this is C language. Means how an editor will look like, all those things I am showing you, sir. This is one program related to conditional statements. See here, the question will look like this. If and else are two of the most frequently used conditions in C, C++, and they enable you to execute 0 or 1 conditional statement among many conditional statement. We use them in following ways. See, he has given you a detailed explanation of if and else. Then see here, there is a task. What is the task? Given a positive number integer called as n, and n is between 1 and 9, right? So given a positive integer n denoting n, do the following. If 1 is less than n and n is less than 9, means if n is between none, n, 1 and 9, n value, which is an integer which user is going to give you as input. If it is between 1 and 9, you have to print the lowercase English word corresponding to that number. Example, ONE1 for 1. Means if the user input is 4, you have to print FOUR4, right? Similarly, what is the input format? What is the output format? Everything they gave. For your understanding, they are giving sample input. If the input is 5, what is the expected output? You need to print FIVE 5, right? So if sample input is 8, you need to print EIGHT 8. Like that, there is a question, sir, right? So what they do in Hacker Rank is they will give you a skeleton. See here, you can see a skeleton here. So they will give you a skeleton, and here you need to write the logic. See, write code here. So here you need to write the logic and you click on submit code. Write the logic, click on submit code. Why I am showing you this editor is I may also give you some assignment questions which are programming questions, and you need to log in into your HackerRank account and you need to submit this particular code. Means you will get this kind of editor, sir, and in the place where you are asked to write code, you have to write the code and click on submit the code. If the code is successful, if the code is correct, and if the execution is successful, then only your program will be submitted, right? So don't worry, when I ask you questions, my questions will be simple and straightforward based on the topics which we have discussed. In this example, it is little complex because we have not yet discussed uh, anything called as pointer, right? So just for your awareness, I am showing you HackerRank. And if you don't have HackerRank account, please create HackerRank account today itself, right? So, and one important task from my end is I should share you the procedure of installing Turbo C in your computer. Either it can be a video or a list of step by step procedure I'll share probably by end of the day or tomorrow morning. So everyone make sure that you have Turbo C software installed in your machine, and then you please practice. I will also tell you what kind of programs you need to submit as part of assignment. Okay. And from Yashwant Kanitkar textbook, which I have shared with you in a Google Classroom, there is a chapter, separate chapter. I think chapter 1 or chapter 2 is there on conditional statements only. All those exercise problems you have to solve. And if you have any doubts or errors, please you can post a message in my personal window in WhatsApp, or you can even post your questions in Google Classroom. Okay. So, any more doubts? Any more doubts? Yeah, that's great. So, conditional statements topic is completed, and in our next class, we may discuss about control statements, nothing but loops. Of course, I think it will be post Dussehra holidays. So, I wish everyone a very, very happy Dussehra and a happy vacation, and we'll be meeting after holidays, right? Please enjoy your holidays. At the same time, try to complete the assignments. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, everyone.